Welcome back. So reporting live on this calm, windy Friday, October 29th. Let's play no games. Welcome, Michael.
Word.
This is the solo one-on-one. Let's get everything out the way.
Football.
We've been doing a lot of basketball. You feel me? Respect to the basketball. You know, that's lit and stuff.
Enough respect.
But football has begun to
Sport of sports.
You feel me? Bring about more
Where
respect.
everybody matters.
So real
Word.
talk at everybody matters. So let me
Word.
get my notes out. You feel me? Because I had to make sure we discuss some things.
Yeah.
Let's start off with Mr. Deshaun Watson. That was one of the news from when we first were supposed to do this video, but life.
Word.
But Deshaun Watson, a couple months ago, I'm sorry for the lack of date, but had I believe the number was about 23 to 27.
A plethora.
Females come out and accuse him of sexual harassment, if I'm correct.
Yes, sir.
Dealing with different masseuses. Basically, how do I state this? The scenario would be he flies them out, they give him a massage, and he tries to turn that into lack of a better term, sex. Hence sexual harassment. Yes, and this comes right after he decides he wants to get traded from the Houston Texans. So first and foremost, reactions, thoughts on him, on the two things being almost unilaterally happening together. Trade happens, a few weeks later, all these cases come out and such.
I have no true, honest thoughts about this because I have very few facts on this because I am not Deshaun Watson or any of the women. But some of the charges were dropped and some of the people just backed out.
Mm-hmm.
And the timing is kind of interesting. But once
Very
again,
interesting.
hey, some things just happened. But also, Deshaun Watson hasn't really acted like anything is going on. My son been on an island with his shorty last time I checked.
You feel me? He came to training camp. He of course the Texans decided we're gonna pay you, but you're not gonna play. Like, it's quiet.
It's over.
Because you don't want to be here. So we're just, of course, with this whole case out now, or multiple cases, we don't want you dealing with our team like that. So in my opinion, like you said, I just feel like it's funny how it came out during these times. Of course, no disrespect. If he did it, he did it. If he didn't do it, he didn't do it. But I just felt like the timing was very weird. If this happened over
weird.
If this thing really happened over a period of time, why wait? All respect. Why wait until the man is about to make one of the biggest decisions in his sports career and life?
Like,
because there's money involved, there's legacy involved, there's character involved now.
for the people who normally watch this, I don't know how many of y'all watch football, but like,
Facts.
Deshaun Watson is one of the generational talents
Before
in the NFL.
before injury and all of that, even after the injury and
He's
before
still-
the scandal, his last season's top 3
in everything.
in everything.
In everything.
Like, we talk about Patty Mahomes, you talk about Aaron Rodgers. He was above those guys, the Bradys, all of that, above those guys. So let's not get it twisted. Deshaun Watson right now is in limbo only because of this case. So now let's talk about the field, right? Let's just say, I don't want to play the what if game with him, but of course he still has to play. He doesn't have to play football, but his contract is still in the air, and his playing location is still in the air. Of course, he asked for a trade. So there's been teams fluttering in the air. At one point, it was the Patriots, but they quickly shut that down with Mac Jones in the draft. Then we have the Miami Dolphins. We thought they shut it down with Tua, but now it seems they have come out into the forefront. There is a latest report saying that the Miami Dolphins have agreed verbally or whatever to trade for him, but it comes with a clause. He has to settle. He has to settle in the case, pay the women or women, single, plural, amounts of money and to say either be quiet, or if you want to use the term hush money, or if you want to use the term just he just paid it off. That would be the scenario that the Dolphins see. That is reports. Honestly, the Dolphins are a good fit.
Yeah.
But how do you see the impact of that? Because the trade deadline for the NFL is about next week.
Yes, sir.
So opinions. I don't think, something tells me something is gonna come out with the case around the same time if and when he does get traded at the deadline, because I believe it goes to the deadline at this point.
Yeah.
Because if people wanted Deshaun Watson, they like we said before, top 3 quarterback in the league when healthy.
But not that many people can afford him, no matter what they do.
I mean, there's draft capital and some money to be thrown around.
Yeah, Miami has like all of it and all of that. They have picks, players, money. They have cap space. How do the Dolphins have cap space? But hey. So,
question: final question? Do you think he gets traded, or yes or no?
I think he gets traded because for the sole fact that he hasn't been, for lack of better terms, damned officially yet.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna try. Whoever gets him is gonna get some games out of him.
But the thing is, that brings me to another thought. I don't think, of course, even if he does get traded and nothing happens with the case yet, and once he gets traded, Deshaun Watson is gonna want to play. Don't you see the commissioner suspending him for some games?
No.
Or you believe the NFL is gonna wait?
Of course they are.
I mean, I don't know. The history says they will wait because of their times where they failed in.
There is waiting. Really very little history on this subject, because when's the last time a player in this position of that caliber been on the market?
Yeah.
And in the situation simultaneously.
True.
Like, this is kind of like a first in a couple of different ways, so we really got to play it by ear. But I honestly think, because especially with the Dolphins' record isn't, good.
1-6, lowest in the AFC East.
You know what I'm saying? And Deshaun has gotten the Texans, who are that type of schedule caliber team, some games by somehow.
Mm-hmm.
With nobody. Even after they sent D-Hop away, his numbers went up when D-Hop went away, which is crazy. We're not even going to talk about that. We're not even going to talk about that. But it's like, people notice how good he... Like, that's the only reason it's only a dealt with everything, because...
It's been some time.
Bro, besides Patrick Mahomes, we don't know anyone who's completely, from a talent perspective, definitively better than him. Stats will go up against anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, I honestly think he gets traded, and I don't think he's gonna suspend it. They're gonna wait. They're gonna wait.
Okay. Next topic in the football world. Let's go to another quarterback, Mr. Lamar Jackson. He is proving the doubters wrong, throwing for 400 yards, completing 80% of his passes. Things like that in certain games, but I believe overall it's around 70-something.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Lamar Jackson is on his quote-unquote revenge tour, or his prove it tour. Almost every city he's walked into, because there's a couple games that he's lost, I believe.
Only 2.
Yeah, 2. He's 5-2 on the season. And what kind of year is it? Like, do you agree with me in saying that Lamar Jackson is out to get what everybody said he couldn't?
If Lamar Jackson was in the NBA, he'd probably be like the most improved player.
I can slightly agree with that.
I have to agree with that wholeheartedly, because from the passing perspective, it's like a whole different level. Like,
and he would have more yards if some guys would just catch the damn.
I think his
ball.
worst game, he's still thrown over 65%.
Completion and over 200 yards.
That's crazy. There's certain Hall of Famers with that completion percentage. So
very true.
So it's like, I feel like he's just on his... He's trying to show or see how far he can go, because right now he's really... 500 yards of offense is really crazy. Like, that's a lot. That's really crazy. Like, I think this is like, I call it a foreshadowing year. Because his team is completely decimated.
True, he's still doing this with decimated roster, but
Terrible.
I mean, at the end of the day, when you're at the quarterback position, you can control a lot of things, at least scoring wise.
Practice squad guys.
I mean, you can do what
and
you got to do.
They are
Player.
injured.
You got to do what you got to do, player. Most of the
That's
great quarterbacks in this league are doing or have done what he has done so far.
It depends on what you mean by that.
I mean, lack of parts, and you make up for that with your greatness.
There's levels to lack of parts.
Very much true. Very much true.
Realize,
but lack of parts or lack of parts.
They have certain practice squad guys who are injured.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's why the games they're losing, except for, one, they only lost 2 games. Like, they're 5-2. That's crazy.
Facts. Through 7 games, of course. I mean,
when they come back, it's gonna be a real, like, they're Super Bowl contenders right now.
Definitely, they're in my top 5, I guess.
They're like right now, and the team's not even a team. I feel like this is showing what will be going on for the next 3 to 5 years.
So, from one AFC team to another, because the AFC is stacked at this point.
Yes, sir.
Kansas City, the self or pre-proclaimed dynasty, is now in question. They are 3-4 on the year, and my question to you is, what is it about Kansas City that's different this year? Is it that their defense is that bad, or they're starting to be predictable on offense?
Turnovers.
He has about 16, 17 turnovers, and that's the most turnovers he had in about a year and a half.
Yeah,
I'm correct.
Leading league in interceptions, I believe.
Patty Mahomes, 16 interceptions. So that's your answer. It's because of the turnovers.
No, that's the most definitive one that you can point towards across all awards. You can't argue that.
I mean, but no one can argue to the defense. But
the defense been bad.
I wouldn't say been bad.
They've been bad.
They've been subpar, but there's levels to this, right?
They've been bad. They haven't been top 10 in 5 years.
We were never talking with the Chiefs with top 10. It's been a while. We know this.
That's what I'm saying. The hero ball is not working anymore because they're actually the defense is lining up to cut that off now.
Mm-hmm.
They're forcing the Chiefs to play fundamental football.
Here's the thing, though. I believe this is the line with the point you're making, but I've seen where people are saying that the Chiefs don't do the dink and dunk offense, which means throw 5 yards here, 7 yards here, maybe 10 to 15 yards here. Basically the way Brady played for most of his time on the Patriots.
Or ever. He still plays like that.
Besides the couple Randy Moss years. But is it, I think it is, there's something to be told where that Patrick Mahomes has to find a better way of playing football, because technically the way he played football was backyard football.
Yeah.
And that's not, in any sport, playing backyard, whatever the sport is not always the way to win.
It worked because they had a highly talented team.
They still have a highly talented team on the offensive end.
Yeah, definitely. But it's not as deep as it once was.
Debatable.
It's not as
because now they still have 2 running back system, and their wide receivers are deep.
But
they still have Kelsey.
Rush.
They still have.
They don't rush, ever.
I mean, they don't rush, but they still have the. But that's the problem. That's not talent. That's more so play calling.
They only were able to rush before because people had to cover every part of the field. Every part of the field. Even if the short passes, those plays would still get done by throwing a long pass to the other end of the field, across the line of scrimmage, and someone running down the sideline.
Mm.
When you have a player who can tiptoe at a 4.8 on the sideline, that's kind of crazy.
Facts.
So
kill. Facts.
But now they're just okay, now you have to run your whole route on the sideline and still catch the ball and attempt to not get tackled or pushed out of bounds every play. It's not gonna work anymore. Now you gotta play short. Play short, we'll blitz and you're gonna get sacked. So
I mean, look at it like this though. Why I look at the play calling as well because it's like if you're Andy Reid or you're the offensive coordinator, and you realize what you usually do is not working. Your 5 big plays a game are now 2.
Yeah, if that.
You feel me? So why aren't you going to a different way? Is that stubbornness? Is that lack of accountability? And I feel like that's a little bit of both because you have a great quarterback, so why not try something different with that great quarterback? If he's great, why not tour different avenues?
You gotta put some of that points blame on Patrick Mahomes. If you're getting tackled while you're throwing the ball.
That's an offensive line issue. But that's also him still deciding to throw the ball while
he gets tackled by 2 players and decides to throw a pass mid-air falling.
Because that's confidence.
No,
which is fine.
That's not confidence.
That's
Because he didn't even do that last year or the year before.
Hey, yes, he did. He
didn't.
He saw what he did in the Super Bowl where the guy didn't catch it.
That's different. Okay.
Knee like this close to the ground and he still got off a 40, 50-yard bomb.
Hey,
Let me know how that was.
I understand. But it won't work now. I mean, Inception now.
Facts.
Because now you're letting defenses play backyard football, which we all know if you play backyard football favors defense by a lot.
By a lot. One bad throw is
So it was like, okay, you throw an 80-yard sniper. That's great. I have 15 yards to run as fast as I possibly can to make sure if you touch the football with the tip of your fingers, you're getting knocked 10 yards out of bounds. You can't do that if you're playing short football. You don't have time to run across the field, build that power. That's why they make so many people miss. So it's like they make you play real football. Now we're seeing like, oh, a lot of y'all can't run routes.
A lot of y'all can't get separation once one person, especially when Tyreek Hill went down that last game for some part of the game. You realize, but look, we talk about some people may bring up the offense, but here's a stat. I mean,
defense can stop anything.
You true,
anything.
but you probably heard this on any national sports airways recently. That Tennessee game.
Yeah, they played right.
They did not. The defense did not allow a point all second half.
That's great.
That's a great stat though. You gave up 24.
I understand.
My fault. 27.
Look at Tannehill stats.
I hear you.
Look at his stats.
What are you trying to say?
Look at his stats.
What are you trying to say? Because most of the stats is Derrick Henry.
Look at his stats for that game.
What are you trying to tell me though?
I'm just saying. I just said you said defense make. They did. They had the good moments. Look at his stats.
I think the proper term is to look at Derrick Henry's stats because Derrick Henry looked like he was about to jump out the gym.
No. I know his stats. They're not as great as you think they are. They're not.
All right. These stats say 27-3 Titans win. Of course, the stats goes as follows.
Yo.
Oh, yes. Tannehill. 21 for 27, 270 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Derrick Henry, of course, threw 1 pass for a touchdown. Rushing, Derrick Henry, 29 carries, 86 yards. Not much there. You're right.
I'm just saying.
A.J. Brown, 8 catches for 133.
He smoked it. He smoked it. If you watch the highlights, a good 10 minutes of those highlights,
is him.
5 minutes of that is him.
Hey, man. So let's
he can't stop anything.
Let's switch gears to Kansas City now, right? A team that I want to look at is the Dallas Cowboys, sitting at 5-1. I believe they just came off of a bye. They had a week 7 or week 8 bye. I'm assuming. What are the Dallas Cowboys ceiling? And yes, I'm asking that question as we too are both Giants fans, so we can say screw the Cowboys.
Completely
but let's be objective here, sir.
The cow-gal.
Son said cow-gal.
Respectfully.
But let's talk about it. 5-1 on the year. Dak Prescott has looked great since coming back from fracturing his ankle.
They are the opposite of the Chiefs right now.
Meaning?
Great defense.
Bad offense. I can't say that.
No.
I cannot jack that one.
What do you mean?
Their offense is like
Dallas'
almost top
offense
tier.
is way better than the Chiefs' offense right now.
And their defense is way better.
That's what I'm saying. It's the opposite.
Oh, so they're just great all around. That's what you're saying.
Pretty much.
Okay. We're in
I'm going to say
agreement.
great all around.
I'll say good.
I'll say they're great. Defensively, they're great.
Yes.
Yes.
I would say the
Yes.
word great applies to their offense.
They have like 3 takeaways every
Remember,
game.
this is the same defense that was trash last year.
They
so
have 3. They have like 3 takeaways every game.
All right, that's partially because of Trayvon Diggs, but
That's 1 takeaway every game.
1.5.
There's no half interception.
You're right, but there's a couple games where he has 2. So
yeah, I understand.
But I mean, I believe they can. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And their schedule is a little.
Are we really about to sit here and say that? I really might.
That Chargers game was legit though.
I really believe the Cowboys can possibly.
What are you about to say?
Possibly.
What are you about to say right now?
Possibly.
What are you about to? I really want to know what you're about to say right now.
I really think they possibly can get to the Super Bowl.
You're bugging.
I don't think that's a bugging statement though.
Tampa Bay, the Rams, and the Cardinals are
the Rams. Okay, the Cardinals. They just lost their premier pass rusher, so they're down a notch in my opinion.
Okay.
We saw what happened last night. There was a good game with Green Bay, but
Green Bay. Okay.
We'll get to him later. But I still believe the Dallas Cowboys are a threat to get to the championship. As in, you see, we just named about 4 or 5 teams.
All right, cool. Like I said, let's start with those teams. First is first. They have to dodge the discount and double check. Historically, that's not the bop.
Historically, they're one right call away from saying Des caught it. So I don't really know what to tell you.
In recent history, what happened? I'm just gonna leave it there. Cool.
Just check it if you know your history.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm a chill.
Okay, I'm listening though.
Tampa, the Brady.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Brady's Brady. That's facts.
What you mean?
That's facts. But we have seen that you can rattle
Brady
Brady.
is leading the league in QB sacks.
That don't mean he can't lose. Let's keep it stacked. Brady has lost.
That's cool. I'm just saying.
I don't understand why we're playing right now.
And the Bucs defense is high.
Nah, the Bucs defense is top.
It's
I mess with them.
everywhere.
I like it. I like it.
Everywhere they pass. Hey,
Their safeties are not what they used to be. But
I don't see Zeke breaking a buck
on that team.
unless he get like 40 carries.
Damn, 40 is a stretch.
I know that's it.
That's a stretch.
I know
But
that.
I mean, Dak has been playing hero ball,
He's been
spreading the wealth.
Yeah,
400 yards per game almost.
Yeah, he's been doing his thing. But I'm not gonna hold you. A lot of quarterbacks are doing a lot.
Yeah, there's been a lot of quarterbacks
I'm
doing
like,
this year. Facts.
for example, like, you know who's been really throwing that? Derek Carr. Okay, leave it there. I'm not even.
Word at Derek Carr.
You know what I'm saying? Derek Carr. Herbert had a little
stretch.
Yeah. Burrow
Is
Word.
out here.
He's bugging.
Burrow's out here.
Cincinnati's looking. That's what I'm saying. It's like, but the Cowboys. That look. Let's leave the end. Let's say they make it to the Super Bowl. Now in the AFC, I don't see them beating the Bills.
That's debatable.
I do not see them beating the Bills.
That's honestly debatable.
I see them losing by field goal.
All right, a lot of
in any game they play against them.
Okay, next.
If the Ravens make it there, I don't see them beating them either.
That's actually very debatable in my opinion.
No, if they make it there, that means somebody came back. That's the only way I see them making it there.
Okay.
I don't, because the ground and pound game is gonna mess with the Cowboys.
I mean, it's the same over there too, and I feel like that Prescott could probably carve them up. Respectfully. That's how true it is.
I see Lamar doing some crazy. Hey.
All right, but you know,
I don't see him beating.
I mean, I see them beating Las Vegas, but we know they ain't going nowhere.
I don't know about that. If they keep playing how they're playing right now,
don't get me wrong, it's a rallying cry since John Gruden got outed.
Bro,
but
Derek Carr's throwing like 400 yards a game.
Yes, but remember, we've seen this from Derek Carr before. It's all about consistency.
You mean when he got to the playoffs and got injured?
Hey, even last year.
Last time he broke his leg. Alright.
That wasn't last year though.
That was the last time he did this.
Okay. But he had stretches last year where he was never consistent of putting these games together.
Oh yeah.
Derek Carr for me is, let's see what it is playoff time. Yes, you were injured, like you said, but I need to see you do it, buddy.
He's doing something right now.
Copy. That's all I gotta say to the Raiders.
The
Copy. I like their story, but to the Cowboys.
The Cowboys is super. I don't see it.
Like you could probably only give me 3 teams that you could say, all right, they're not beating them, or it's 50-50. Everything else is Cowboys to me. If they get to the Super Bowl.
Don't see it.
Because if they get to the Super Bowl, that means either Green Bay and Tampa Bay beat up on each other, and they beat one of those people.
I don't see them beating either one of them.
And they beat the Cardinals.
I don't see them beating the Cardinals either. Or the Rams. I really don't see them beating the Rams.
Why not? Deshaun Jackson just asked for a trade. He's about to be up out of it.
Okay.
Cooper Kupp is nice. I would like to see who Trayvon Diggs decides to cover. Him or Robert Woods, but that's another thing. And, Matthew Stafford is Matthew Stafford, but you know that I was never high on Matthew Stafford.
I don't know why not. I don't know why not. I do not understand how you don't.
Feel me? But it is what it is. I didn't really see. I'm not much of a Matthew Stafford guy. That's probably because he played in Detroit, and I didn't look at his stats as winning stats until he got to where he is.
He had no help.
I understand that.
Anywhere.
I understand that.
At all.
I mean, you can't say no help because Calvin Johnson was there for a point.
Yes. Calvin Johnson only has the second most receiving yards ever from which quarterback? I'm just saying.
I mean, some of those were jump balls. Some of those were slants. It's a big 6'2" guy.
But the TD...
Calvin Johnson is, like a jump ball machine and physical specimen. All you got to do is throw it across the middle and he's catching it. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying. I was never always a Matthew Stafford guy. I'm sorry.
Just say you were a Detroit guy, because nobody should be or was ever. Because a Detroit guy. They treat their players wrong. Respectfully, if Detroit was smart, Detroit would probably have playoff wins.
We are here again, and let's keep it rolling. We have Buffalo Bills. How legitimate are they in Super Bowl contention? We saw them go to the AFC Championship last year and lose to the Kansas City Chiefs. This year they've looked really, really, really good at 4-2. Those 2 losses, one came from Lamar Jackson's wonders, 1-point loss, and I believe the other one came to the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah,
where Derrick Henry really ran crazy.
Yeah.
So, how legitimate are the Buffalo Bills? They're trying to get back to the AFC Championship game and then some. How legitimate are they in their conference? As the AFC are stacked.
I see them as huge contenders because 2 almost historical events had to happen
for them not to get to the dance. Yes.
For them not to win, and look what they lost by. Barely anything, because God. That's all. That's what we've never seen any like.
Hey man, Kansas City.
And the Bills they're pretty good at everything.
Yeah, pretty good defense, pretty good at covering.
The chemistry is A1.
Definitely.
Fans, Bills
quarterback,
Mafia.
Josh Allen, has risen to a level where
his thing.
I'm not going to lie, I didn't see this. I got to give Buffalo some love. I didn't see this.
Yeah, I didn't see this. I thought he would be good.
Like, this is elite.
Yeah, this is great. He's up there.
Like, top 3 to 4 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Nah, I like top 5.
Arm and leg. Like, he's up there.
Word. You saw he jumped over homie the other day.
Yeah, he was wild.
So, how you feel me? Do you see them as of another Final Four contention?
Yeah.
They will be in the Final Four teams, the AFC Championship.
Yeah, the conference is kind of in their favor.
I feel like we've seen an off year-ish from Stephon Diggs, but
I wouldn't say off. It's just people you know about him now.
And of course, they have Emmanuel Sanders on the squad, another weapon for Josh Allen,
Yeah.
so they don't key in on Stephon Diggs. So it's spreading the wealth a little bit. But I do, if I were to predict, I do see the Bills going back to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of who they face now. Will it still be Kansas City? Will it be
Probably the Raiders.
The Raiders? Would it be the
Titans.
the Ravens or the Titans? Like, we have a couple guys. There's a few guys in the AFC that can be dealt with. I think two more things to talk about. The Cardinals. We just saw last night on Thursday Night Football that they lost ridiculously to that bad man Aaron Rodgers. And I want to ask you, have the Cardinals arrived?
I have to say yes, because the best players on both teams were pretty well, for lack of better words, tamed.
Mm-hmm.
Defenses were very disruptive on both sides towards Kyler Murray and Aaron Rodgers.
Facts.
So the rest of the stars, I feel, on both sides of the ball had to shine, I guess, because both teams got some sacks, both teams got some stops, 3 and outs on both sides,
some big scores,
some low accuracy numbers, especially lower than average for both of them, especially Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody did their thing at the end of the day. Both quarterbacks did what they had to do when they had to do it. Some more than others, but at the same time, defense came into play in both situations. So I feel like when you win, like games like those, win or lose, you get something from it.
Definitely.
I don't really think any different of the teams because it's one of the best games you've seen.
Their record of 6-1 just means, well, not 6-1. I'm sorry, 7-1. They're still that good. They're still the premier team, and to you, nothing has changed from this loss for them.
Not much.
Okay, I feel like they took a slight step back defensively with that injury.
Yeah, but the defense is pretty stacked.
No, yeah, they have a good front line, so they were still getting
really
to the
good front line.
So, okay. Next question, next team. Of course, our hometown New York Giants. It would make a quick little,
Yeah.
Giants. I mean, you got a dub last game, but the way the season goes,
I can't even watch.
Yeah, I haven't watched since like the first 2 games.
You know
We're 2-5 though.
I know, but man,
I really look, man. Saquon get back healthy.
please.
I feel like
we need everything.
we still can't protect the quarterback.
We can't do
we
anything.
Still can't defend.
We can't do anything.
Somehow our defense is slightly our bright spot when the offense is supposed to be the better part of the team. But
we can't do anything.
As a New York fan, I'm tearing up.
We don't even have a good special teams. You have a special teams head coach as the head coach.
I don't know. Joe just got to do something different, or our players just got to show up.
We have the ops in the staff.
Hey man.
There's so much wrong. Everything is wrong.
We are last in our division with the likes of the Eagles and Washington football team.
The Eagles
literally trash.
They won 3 games, and then that was it. But we only
got 2 games. They had the same record as us.
Facts. They did lose that game at the end.
Yeah, they have the same record as us. They have 2 straight losses.
This is terrible.
The NFC least.
We used to be champions, y'all.
You
beat Tom Brady twice, y'all.
In 2012. He still remembers it to this day. Monday Night Football. I know y'all seen it.
Y'all Eagles really be sad too. Y'all just beat Tom Brady.
Barely.
No, it wasn't a barely.
Nah, we're really alright. We're not gonna get to that.
We're not gonna get to that. But Giants, please, I'm not gonna hold you. We have to just clean house.
Question: is Daniel Jones the problem?
No.
Okay, good, because I don't think he's a problem either.
No.
I feel like people are trying to dismiss him too early.
Terrible. We got a terrible that him and Saquon were fighting. That's why they both got injured at the same time.
All right. So, we didn't talk about that bad man.
He's still bad. We don't gotta talk about
that bad man. He's on a last dance type of tour, and I want to see. I
highly doubt that.
I want to see how he plays this. I don't know why he doubted it. It's the last. He's leaving. You know he's leaving after this year.
We'll see.
So you're putting live, NFL. We'll be back. Probably around playoff time. We'll see how video time goes.
Yo,
but tune in, tap in, the vibes.